Hi, everyone. You will be surprised to know that more than 90% of India's population live in area where air quality is below the standards which is set by World Health Organization. Today's interview is one such aspect that we are going to deal with our speaker and what are the ways in which we are tackling this problem. In fact, in our own city, we are in Noida, and where the air pollution quality of PM of 2.5 is 10, which is hazardous to human health. Good evening, everyone. I am Srijani Hazra, and I will be acting facilitator for this awareness program, Turn It Green video series. We have all come across the disastrous impact of air pollution and how our act to the environment is impacting the air quality. Turn It Green is a part of a longer awareness program of GT Academy, sustainability education for young aspiring minds who wish to work in sustainability sector. To make it happen, GT Academy has initiated various quiz, learning programs, and collaborations in order to enhance the knowledge pool. GT Academy tries to bridge the gap between industry and education. Devik Earth and Mr. Dr. Shrikant Sola is a well-known in field of air quality monitoring and many other services like clean air services, indoor air quality monitoring, purification, and real-time monitoring. Without any delay, let me introduce our speaker, Shrikant Sola, who has completed his Bachelor of Science in Biological Science from Stanford University. He's a thoughtful leader and founder and CEO of Devik Earth, whose mission is to provide clean air quality solution by technology of pure skies. It's an honor to have you, sir. And I would like to quickly actually have a very formal introduction of both Devik Company and users. So Devik Company is a company that has created the first of its kind large-scale ambient air purification system. It has deployed in India across 20 plus sectors from factories, industries, hospitals, outdoor events, and community halls, covering more than 18 million square meters in the last 4 years. It is very interesting to see how a very small device is actually able to create such a large impact. And as communicated to you, sir, it's an honor to have you. And I think you coming from a cardiologist background, from a medical background, and you took a one step ahead from your profession and thought of this innovation technology, which not only improves the air quality, but has a lot to contribute to Mother Earth. So thank you so much, sir, for coming to this series.
Thank you, Srijani. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
So let's get started with the questions. Meeting SDGs is necessary in today's world, and I think it's been mandated by UN nations. And Devik Earth, with 14 years of R&D experience, is providing hassle-free solutions for most pressing sustainable development challenges, which is this air quality. So our audience would like to hear the story behind technology innovation and how this is aligned to the sustainability agenda, which is set by the SDGs, UN nations.
Sure. So air pollution, as you know, affects everybody. It's pollution in general is responsible for 1 out of every 6 deaths. And without getting too morbid, the good news is there's a lot of people doing really bring down the burden of pollution, increasing how we work in a way that's more friendly to the environment, sustainability as a whole. How I got involved and how Devik Earth got started was through my patients. The patients were the inspiration for what we do every day at Devik Earth. Basically, Devik Earth is a green technology company. We provide plug and play air pollution control equipment that provides clean air at scale. And it's one of the few technologies that can really clean the air across large areas, especially outdoors. You see, indoors, it's pretty easy to clean the air. You can put in HEPA filters, you can put in other types of systems. It's a closed environment. Outdoors is a different story because the wind is always blowing at some speed. You have so many other inputs that can come. It's a huge volume of air that you have to clean. And so traditional filter and fan-based type of technology technologies do not work at all. Smog towers have been a failure repeatedly, whether in China or in India or elsewhere. What we did is we take an entirely different approach, which is pulsed radio waves. Now, pulsed radio waves for the cleanup of pollution is not a new solution. It was invented back in 1971 when the first patent for pulsed radio frequency energy came out, and it was used for treatment of water pollution. Basically, what happens is when you apply a pulsed radio energy field, the pollutant particles they normally have normal positive magnetic charges, positive and negative magnetic charges. And remember the magnets that you used to play with when we were in school, opposites attract, right? Yeah. So this is what happens to these pollutant particles. They get attracted to various chemical and magnetic forces, and then they're larger in size. It's called coagulation, and they settle to the bottom. So when you expose them to a pulse radio field, this coagulation and settling down is accelerated much, much faster. So this was really popular in the 1970s and 80s for treatment of pollution coming from water, from industries. And over time, other technologies became available. Unfortunately, compared to what we have now, the kind of antennas these pulse systems were using, the kind of radio waves they're using were very crude compared to what we have now, and that was supplanted by other technologies. Fast forward to 2008, and when I arrived in India from the United States, I saw in my first week 2 patients, young patients, one 28 and the other 32 years of age, with heart attacks due to air pollution. And I had never seen this before. I had read about it as a cardiologist. I was working at the Cleveland Clinic, the top heart hospital in the whole world. I thought we had seen everything, but I hadn't seen this. And one of my patients, unfortunately, he died from his heart attack. We tried everything we could, but we couldn't save him. And so that inspired me to search for a solution. Now, in the US, I'd done a lot of biomedical engineering, working with big companies like GE Healthcare, Siemens Healthcare, Philips, and others to create new technologies that would benefit people's heart. And so then I thought, let me see if we can put together a technology that will benefit the air, to benefit the auto drivers, the rickshawalas, the dhobis, the people living in the colonies or in the slums. Let me see if we can bring clean air to them. Because as we know, the poor are most affected by pollution, whether it's air, water, soil. And that's how this technology started. Fast forward 10 years of R&D, testing the technology, making sure it was robust, effective, reliable, and then Davik Earth was started as a green tech startup in 2018. And we've done really well. We've won a lot of awards. We've had a lot of media coverage, and our customers have been just delighted. Typically, pollution levels fall by 50%. We cater to the heavy industries like steel, thermal power plants, mining, and so forth, other heavy industries that create a lot of pollution, and we help to bring down their pollution. We help to offset their emissions, that is, their pollution emissions, and bring clean air to everyone.
That's quite an inspiring story and a journey that you have told us. But I think that's also one of the takeaway for the young professionals that, as a profession, we are mandated to do something, and our purpose in life becomes much more fruitful when we little step out or take that one initiative in our hand and take a leap forward and create an impact for larger good. So I think that's what you and Davik Earth has been able to do successfully.
Thank you.
So that's very inspiring. So moving to the next, I have a question for you that definitely all pictures that seems to be very rosy, but I'm sure there are certain hurdles which you must have faced while executing or coming up with this idea. In Indian government has recently, taken up this pledge by 2070 to reach the net zero and they promised in COP26. So as a clean tech industry, how difficult it is to move forward with the existing government incentives and companies' own mission of a pollution-free planet. So any challenges or any hurdle that you have faced?
That's a great question. You have to remember that governments are stewards of public money, and they have to show responsible use of that money. While they might try small-scale pilots of new technologies, generally they'll wait until new technologies are validated, preferably by independent authorities such as academic institutions and others. Davik Earth has been really fortunate because we've been working with IIT Kanpur to validate and test our technology both in the lab and now more recently, we're starting in the field as well. Of course, other certification bodies also help. So for example, we work with TÜV Rheinland in Japan, which is a certification test house to certify our technology as per international standards. Devik Earth is selling our Pure Skies technology, not just for the Indian market, but for the global market. Make in India, sell to the world. Now, what is happening though, and really the good news for all the listeners out there, is that in the last 4 years, remember we started in 2018, in the last few years, we've seen a real shift, a very positive shift in enthusiasm amongst governments, amongst administrators, amongst the public. Earlier, it was like, yeah, air pollution is there. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, TK, we'll try this, we'll try that. Now it's like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. You have a great technology. Let's try it out and see. The openness, the willingness, the enthusiasm, the pressure, the speed at which things are moving forward. We didn't see this 4 years ago. All right. And that's really exciting, that it's not just the people, it's not just the corporations, but government is also caught on. Now, what's driving this also is that corporations have also changed. As you mentioned, the United Nations have set out their ESG goals, and companies have realized that, look, if I'm not showing that I'm doing my work sustainably, I'm going to lose business, I'm going to lose profits, and I'm going to lose customers. And this has been shown by numerous research studies that when you embrace sustainability, and not just greenwashing, but really embrace sustainability, then your profits go up, your customer retention go up, your employee retention goes up, and your brand value skyrockets. And so companies are embracing this as well. So it's a really exciting time to be working in green technology. Everybody wants a solution. They all want a solution now, but they want to make sure that it's tested, that it's validated, that it's safe, that it's reliable and robust. When you're working with a new technology, you need to take the time to do this. See, if you're doing solar, solar is established, right? There are new types of solar, but solar is pretty well established. Silver solar has come out, or solar using silver has come out in the last few years, but it's an established technology. When you're working with the new technology, you need to take time to validate and have your technology independently vetted by the proper authorities.
Yeah, that's actually great. So I have a follow-up question to this, that so when you say that you have, it's been in offices, industries, mining industries, so how is that are there uptakes which are coming from the industry itself? Because you're saying that now the awareness has reached to people and government at all levels. So no one is talking, just not talking, but want to take an action also.
Exactly. So I'll give you an example. Tata Steel, for example, had a challenge for startups saying, look, we need clean air, and we're going to have a challenge where all companies providing clean air can come and help us to provide clean air for our steel plants. Steel is a necessary component of cars, of buildings, of everything that we use in infrastructure, but it's terribly polluting, can be terribly polluting in its manufacture. So we want better technologies. We won that challenge, and then they sponsored us to go higher and higher. Similarly, BHP, which is the world's largest mining company, sponsored some of our research work with IIT Kanpur, and now we put in our installation at one of their large copper mines in Chile. And this kind of corporate support to startups is really crucial. So it's not just, yeah, we're going to commercially support you by buying, or actually for Pure Skies, it's available like a subscription, like Netflix. You subscribe to clean air. But here, what we're doing is we're actually saying corporates are coming and actually supporting, saying, you guys have a great technology. How can we help you to get going? And that's again, just like government support and how government has changed, corporates are really looking at this as well, because they know that startups like us, we can move fast, right? We can think fast, we can move fast, we have processes that are really agile. Large corporations with all of their large procedures and processes, which are important, may not be able to move as quickly. So they look to us to bring in that innovation.
I think that's very supportive. I think that the environment has been supportive, and I think as a startup, it's very easily to take up or at least cater to those demands.
Yeah, those of you who are interested, those of you who are interested in green technology, you're going to go out and get a lot of support from corporates. You're going to get a lot of support from government. And it's a great time to be doing this right now.
Now, moving to my last segment of my question that I'm sure is going to benefit a lot of people who are looking for this entire field of sustainability, and they must be struggling that, I want to do something, but what exactly, how to get started, what I'm supposed to do. So catering to those kind of questions. So coming to the next is, we know that a lot of initiative, both from the government and corporate, efforts are being put in creating this green market, as you were saying. So upskilling is what India needs now to move forward and fulfill the demand, and actually the demand and supply gap, especially in the sustainability sector. So we might be knowing about it, but I don't know what to deliver and how to deliver. So as sustainability is like a larger umbrella, which is covering most of the businesses that everyone is doing, but sustainability is something that every company is binded by these norms. So so the students or the young minds are actually not able to capture what might be the opportunity for them in these type of industries. And I would like you to share your thoughts and show some lights where these opportunities in sustainability sector is there, and what kind of skill is required in such industry.
Sure. So if you look at the industries which we would call directly sustainable, there are green tech companies like David Earth. They may be working in air quality like us, water quality, or even solid waste management. There are plenty of companies doing great work in recycling, upcycling, and so forth. There are also a lot of opportunities in renewable energy, not just traditional things like wind and solar, but also biomass. Now there is wave energy, harnessing the energy of the waves and the oceans to generate electricity, and so forth. Then there's the whole battery and EV segment. So electric vehicles, as well as the battery technology, the charging infrastructure that's required to maintain them. These are the most common things. Interestingly, energy conservation is really hot. In fact, if you are a new company and you want to put up a new factory today, you better make sure, number one, you have a large plantation, that is a large green base around your factory. Number two, that you're taking care of water, that you have water conservation. Number three, that you are energy efficient. So waste, how do you handle your waste? How do you reuse your waste is really important. So within that, you can see that there are a lot of opportunities, whether you're in a technical field like engineering or science, environmental science, environmental engineering, renewable energy engineering, any of the things that feed into that, but also even things like marketing or sales. I tell you, I cannot hire enough salespeople for our company. And that's a green job, right? It's a green job. You're bringing the clean air directly to the customers. So there is a huge demand for people who are looking at green jobs and green technology right now. So work hard, follow your passion, and make sure that you're having fun along the way.
So definitely, I don't have to be a doctor to be a part of the sustainability. That's not mandatory,
No.
but I'm sure. But I think that's a very good point that you said, that of course engineering is one of the aspects that everyone is looking. But I think marketing, sales, because the kind of products and the kind of innovations that we are dealing with, even so, that's also
sure. Even operations, because who's going to install my equipment? Who's going to maintain them? Who's going to go out and talk to the customers? Finance, compliance, regulatory compliance is a big issue, because we have to comply with laws in the EU and the US and South America, the Middle East. So there's all sorts of opportunities, regardless of what field you're coming from. Definitely,
sir. Now, I think the really last question is, so sir, what are the future plans for Devik Earth? So that has come a long way, and I think the innovation and technology has, it was that really milestone, Pure Skies, that has been able to deliver to work in the field of sustainability and environment. So now from here moving forward, so what else is there on your mind?
When I started Devik Earth, I started with the vision of being the leader in green technology, the global leader in green technology in 5 years' time. That means we need to be like what Tesla has done for electric vehicles, or what Apple has done for iPhones. Yes. Devik Earth wants to do that for green technology. And that's what we're all about. So with Pure Skies bringing clean air technology, now we're expanding that to the next generation product, which will be even more robust and work even better. We're working to spread our our technology across the world, and we already have our first international sales. So it's all about growth. It's all about improving. It's all about getting better every single day. And that's what we're doing. We're here to be the best, not second, not third place. We want to be the very best green tech company across the world.
That's absolutely great. And all the best for your future plans. And I hope you succeed in your wishes. And I'm sure it's already on its path to its success,
Thank you.
becoming the #1 in the global market. So I wish you all the best. And thank you so much, sir, for your time. And I think it has been really great to have you here. It's a very, not just we try to understand technology from your point of view or how you started your journey, but also try to understand that how in entire sustainability is never standalone. We work with government, we work with corporate, we work with people. And
Yes.
if we don't have this larger vision in mind, I will never be able to give my 100% or deliver my 100% in whatever impact that I'm trying to create. So thank you so much, sir, for your time. And I had personally a very great half-an-hour session with you, and I think I really enjoyed it. I hope.
Thank you, Srijani. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.